Hi, this is Melissa Stubenberg, owner of Kaolani Farm in West Grove, Pennsylvania. I'm also the breeder of Protego, otherwise known as Moose, and together with Sally Cousins, he is our entry in the 2020 U.S. Event Horse Futurity. Moose is a registered Oldenburg gelding. He was born June 2016. His sire is the Anglo-Arab Persiflage, and his dam is a Hanoverian mare Whizzo, otherwise known as Zoe. Zoe was bred in Germany and imported into the U.S. as a weanling by Judy Jeffers. Her sire is the Weltmeyer son, White Magic. And while Zoe was bred for dressage, there is a substantial amount of jump and blood in her pedigree, in that her dam sire is the famous thoroughbred stallion Lemon. Zoe was competed in dressage by a good friend of mine, Karen Carco. An unfortunate pasture injury ended Zoe's competition career a bit early, just as she was about to step into the FEI levels. I eventually acquired Zoe from Judy Jeffers as a broodmare, and she's produced 3 wonderful foals for me, including Moose. I always thought that Zoe could produce a good event prospect if bred to the right sire. For an event prospect with Zoe, I was looking for a smaller blood stallion, and Persiflage fit that bill. An Anglo-Arab sire, he is by the famous thoroughbred stallion Primitive Rising, and out of top Arab sport bloodlines. He was bred by the same breeders who produced Tamarillo and competed up through the advanced levels in the United Kingdom. My goal in a cross between Persiflage and Zoe was an offspring with 70% of blood, and to add more refinement and a smaller version of Zoe. When I took a look at Zoe, pictured closest to the fence above, 2 months before she was due, I was afraid that I may have failed, and that instead she was cooking me a moose. And a couple months later, a cute little moose was born. While perhaps slightly smaller than his 17th three-hand mother, there is nothing, and has never been, anything little about Moose. Persiflage did, however, add the refinement that I was looking for, and Moose has the best feet of any of the horses in my barn. Born in June, Moose in these inspection photos was about 3 months old. I was excited to see that he had inherited his mother's beautiful 3 gaits, beautiful sweet personality, large ears, but also he had inherited her quirkiness. Moose is a highly intelligent and sensitive horse. He takes time to develop his trust in his handlers and his riders. As such, we've taken our time in producing him and handling him. He's exactly the type and personality of a horse that I enjoy to work with and that I personally enjoy to event. Given how sharp and quirky Moosey has been as a young horse, I decided to send him to Roddy Strang. Roddy Strang is a young horse specialist here in Chester County, and I sent him Moose at the end of June, beginning of July, for 60 days to be started under saddle. I thought it very important that Moose get the initial good groundwork and desensitization work that Roddy is quite famous for. Roddy also took the time and patience to give Moose the confidence under saddle, so that after 60 days, when he came home to Kaolani Farm, we were comfortable just taking it easy and hacking him out about the farm. Recently, we've added some more additional flat work on Moose. Perhaps the biggest challenge in starting Moose under saddle has been finding a bit that he found acceptable. Here he's going in a Herm-Springer Duo, which is a very soft rubber mullen mouth bit. We've also added it as a D-ring to add more stability. And it's with this bit that Moose found most comfort and was not afraid of the hand of the rider. Both Sally and I share similar philosophies in developing young horses and find that sometimes you need to experiment with the tack to find what they find most comfortable as you're progressively teaching them the basics. Moose has been progressing quite well and doing basic flat work, walk, trot, canter, baby leg yields, some turns on the forehands. We've also recently begun jumping him over small single fences and very basic gymnastics. The current plan is for both Sally and I to share the riding duties while we train Moose. The plan will be for him to stay up here in Pennsylvania with me in a low-pressure situation while we continue to work on the basics, with maybe a small break of 2 to 3 weeks down in Aiken with Sally to get some outings in the better weather and out of the indoor. Then Sally will do the majority of the competition riding on Moose. We're very excited about Moose's future and think he has what it takes to eventually be a top-level event horse, and we're looking forward to sharing his progress with all of you. The next few videos will be primarily Sally speaking, so you all get to hear her progress and her theories as she brings along the exciting young horse of Moose.